Hey, what's going on, guys? I wanted to talk about love and money, and I want to ask you a question. A question was sent to me today, and the question was very basic. Does a man have to have money in order to be a good man? Is money required for a man to be worthy of a relationship? Will a lack of money cause a man to not be good marriage material? I'm going to break some of this down for you on the Black Financial Channel, so buckle up your seatbelt, hit the thumbs up button. We're going to get started right now. Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the Black Financial Channel. That's theblackfinancialchannel.com. My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins. I'm your friendly neighborhood finance professor. And today I got up and I'm on my way actually to get married. I'm getting married in an undisclosed location. It's a private ceremony, but I am on my way to getting married. And on my way to getting married, I saw a question that some of you sent in on Black Wealth Confessions. And you asked me, how important is money when it comes to picking a man? You know, if a man has no money, is he a good man? Well, I'm going to talk about that in 1 second. But first, I want to say hello to Devin and Ali the Sag and Daryl Norick and Christy Ryan and Miss P and Darnell Henderson. How are you doing? Yeah, it's so and also don't forget that on this platform, even though we talk about economics every single day, we talk about wealth every single day. We talk about things like reparations, the wealth gap, how to improve your economic situation, how to invest, how to build wealth for your children. I use my whole PhD. Every ounce of my PhD is delivered to you in order to help you have a better life. So even though I do that every day and we talk about financial stuff, we always keep it black. We are B1, B and the number one. That means we're black first. We put our community first. We solve our problems first. And that's important to us. So if you agree with that philosophy, put B and the number one in the chat. Put a hashtag B1 in the chat. Thank you, Lourdes. All right. So I always want to start off by letting you guys know I'm black first. That's just what it is. Now, with that being said, here's the deal. I got that question, and I get that question a lot. Years ago, you guys may or may not know this, but 15 years ago, I wrote a book called Financial Lovemaking. And in the book Financial Lovemaking, I talked about things like how to avoid a financial STD, how, that the secret of good financial lovemaking is oral. You have to communicate. Just it's a real racy book, but it was a real fun way to explore the relationship between love and money. I was always fascinated when I was working on my doctorate. I wasn't thinking about money just in terms of, should I withdraw my 401k early or not? Or is an IRA better than a 401k? I didn't, that stuff didn't interest me. What interested me was how money affects your life, how money affects our choices, how money affects outcomes, why money makes one person more attractive than the other. I was really fascinated by that, how money makes your world go round. You talk about the fact that most of us move because of money. You get up every morning and go to work because somebody said, I'll pay you money if you will come to this job. And as a result, you spend 100,000 hours on that job. You spend more time with your employer than you spend with your kids, a lot of us, right? So money moves everything, right? So I thought about this. And when I was doing the research for the book, Financial Lovemaking, I found that women were very sensitive to money, and men as well. Men and women are both sensitive to money, but based on my perception, based on my analysis, men and women are sensitive to it for different reasons. Men are sensitive to money because money kind of makes you the man. Like, men notice that money, having a big bank account is like having a big booty. Like, having a big bank account is like when you've done a Kim Kardashian on yourself, and suddenly, because you got this big booty bank account, suddenly everybody is attracted to you. Like, suddenly women think you're handsome, and I've seen that up close. I became more handsome when I had more money. I didn't understand it. I was the same guy. I wasn't any taller. I didn't any of that. But when I had money, things changed, right? So money matters. Money matters to women, and I don't think women have to be ashamed of that. Being attracted to men with money is no more shameful than a man being attracted to women who have nice curves. It's no more shameful than a man saying, I like women with long hair, right? I will confess to that. The woman I'm marrying, beautiful black woman, she has lots of curves, beautiful long hair, and her booty was like the third thing I noticed on her, and that kind of sealed the deal. First, I noticed her beautiful smile, then I noticed her beautiful spirit, then I noticed her beautiful brain, and then I noticed that beautiful ass. Right. So there's nothing wrong with wanting what you want. I really believe that. I don't think anybody should be ashamed. I think that people who run around say, "Oh, you're just a gold digger because you said you want a man to make a certain amount of income." Well, come on, man, get out of here. That's nonsense. Like, because we don't shame men for what we want. Right. Now, on the other end, where I find that money is sensitive it's for women is because uh, financial security tends to really affect uh, a woman's sense of balance. I don't know, ladies, give me a yes or no. If you're with a man and he messes up the money, let's say he invests money in his liquor store business and he loses, the children's college fund, because he bet it all on his liquor business and it didn't go well. Would that bother you? How would you feel? Like, what would that upset you, or would you just kind of say, "Oh, it's okay. We got to roll with the punches. That's just what it is. It's just money. It's just money." How would you feel if you had a man who just ruined the family finances? Would that make him a more attractive man or less attractive? Right? I answer in the chat. I found through extensive conversations with women all around the world that when a man messes up the money, that is probably in many cases, I'm going to go ahead and just venture to say that messing up the money is probably worse than infidelity. Like, literally, it blew my mind how pissed off some of the women would get when their man would mess up the money. One lady told me a story where she said that she had been saving her extra money on her job to put her kids into college and had been doing that for years, putting the money in a shoebox under the bed, which, by the way, is a bad investment strategy. You need to put that money in the stock market so it'll grow. But, that's neither here nor there. And she would put this money in the shoebox under the bed. And her husband, would go into the shoebox, but right behind her. And every day, if he needed lunch money, he would take a 20 out of the shoebox to go buy lunch. And so she didn't understand, why is the shoebox money not growing? I've been putting money in the shoebox every day for 5 years, and it looks like I have the same amount of money here that I had 5 years ago. And she finds out that her husband was going in the shoebox and taking the money out as soon as she put it in. And so she was so mad. I heard her speak, and I really rarely hear a person speak that angrily about another person. And she basically said, this, she called him the N word. She said, this blankety blank, just it's too early in the morning to be cussing. She said, this blankety blank literally went in and he ate our daughter's college fund, and you shit it out of your body. There you go. I'll say sh. I'll say that word. But she said, literally, she said, you literally, like, went to the toilet and put our daughter's fund in the toilet, our daughter's college fund in the toilet, literally. You ate and shit out our daughter's future. And so she was so angry with him, she couldn't sleep with him. She didn't have sex with this man. She got a boyfriend, and then eventually a divorce to go with it. And so money does matter. Like, stop acting like it doesn't matter. I'm serious, guys. Like, stop. If you run around like, oh, you're a gold digger because you care how much a man makes, um, that means that's like her calling you a pervert because you care. You like a woman that's more attractive to you physically. Like, it's just kind of silly to think that. And people who tend to feel that way tend to be men who just don't have any money, so they're trying to sort of equalize and normalize things. Like, I ain't gonna lie. You know what used to make me mad? When I was much younger, like 20 something, I tried online dating back then. I couldn't do it now because now people Google you and they're like, oh, Dr. Woods Walking. So I would never do it now. But back then, I did online dating. It was actually kind of fun. And you know what would happen? Every now and then, I would meet women who were very honest with me. But sometimes honesty, I don't know. Some people are like, yeah, you should always be honest. I always want honesty. I don't know if I always want honesty. Sometimes I tell my woman, just lie to me. Like, just what I don't know ain't gonna hurt me. Just tell me something that's gonna make me feel okay. Because if you cause me all this trauma and drama, I ain't gonna enjoy this. So just give me a comfortable lie sometimes instead of giving me the truth all the time. I'll leave it to your discretion. So anyway, so these women were trying to be honest. Every now and then I meet a woman who would say, I'm sorry, but I don't date men under 6 feet tall. Right now, I was like I'm 5'8". Well, 5'7 3/4" to be precise, but I'm gonna take that extra quarter inch because I'm pissed that I didn't get the rest. And so that kind of burned me up a little bit. I'd be like, hold up, wait a minute, wait, you mean to tell me I'm not a quality? Wait a minute, I'm a smart man, I'm a nice man, I know how to treat a woman, I'm gonna make money one day. I'm a little scrub right now. I'm just a little nerdy guy in graduate school, but when I get that first job, I'm gonna be making six figures. Do you know Kevin Samuel says that only 10% of all men make six figures? So I'm gonna be in the top 10%. What you talking about, right? And it didn't matter, right? It was like, I'm sorry, I like men over 6 feet tall. And it was kind of weird. It was like, if I was into that whole nonsense that they preach about genders being the same, where men and women should want the same thing. Well, if a man wants you to be able to cook, he should be able to cook too. I don't agree with that because check it out. Sometimes the woman telling me she refused to date a man under 6 feet tall, she would be shorter than me. Right? She's shorter. She's five. I'm like, you 5'6". Why are you expecting me to deliver something you can't deliver yourself? But I'm old school, right? I was raised to understand that women want what women want, and it ain't always going to be the same that men want. Women want to wear high heels. I'm not going to wear high heels just because I want to make a point to you to that you should be the only one allowed to wear high heels in this relationship. That's silly to me. That's silly. So for me to say, well, you're not even 6 feet, so why would you expect me to be 6 feet? That would be stupid, and it would make me look even dumber than I looked right then. The best thing I could do in that situation was to pack up and move on and find somebody who was a fit for me. So my point is to say that sometimes people just want what they want. Sometimes men want a woman that isn't above a certain weight. Sometimes he wants a woman that has hair. I never liked a bald woman. I dated a woman. I tried it when I was younger. I was like, oh, I don't want to be sexist. I'm not going to require hair on a woman. I dated a woman who had hair, and she was like, well, be honest with me. Be honest with me. I said, okay, to be honest with you, when your hair is short like that, it makes me think of a dude, and I'm not attracted to dudes. Like, that's no disrespect. I think you're awesome, but that dude haircut is not working for me. That little crew cut, that Bobby Brown box cut you got, ain't doing it, right? So I think honesty is okay, as long as it works in the situation that you're in. But I'm not naive. Sometimes people don't always want honesty. They say they want it, but I don't believe they always want it. But the point is, let's go back to the money thing. So when you're talking about money and women wanting money from a man, there's nothing wrong with that. I think we've made that clear. The second piece, though, here's the deal. Here's what I want to get to as well, is that a lot of times the men who complain about women who want money are the men who don't have any money and who don't know how to make money. Now, that does not mean that you're not a quality catch, though, right? Because relationships are multidimensional. There are so many other factors that go into or should go into choosing a partner beyond the money. Now, I've seen people make the mistake of thinking that because you have money, you must be a good man. And unfortunately, those people end up miserable in many cases. That's no different from a man saying that if you're pretty, then you're a good woman. No matter how ratchet you are, how terrible you are, what a horrible person you are, how much you're going to embarrass my family or ruin my children, or she got a big booty, so I'm going to go ahead and marry her. That's crazy, right? So money alone is not enough. Money alone does not define everything. But if you don't have money, I think it's important to be aware of who you're dealing with and how that plays out. So I think that you got to think of it like investing. This is almost an investing thing. Stock markets and investing. That's my area of expertise. So I'm going to kind of break it down like that. There's a concept that you probably know called complementarity. Complementarity is how things fit together, right? It's like, how does peanut butter fit with jelly? Well, they get together and they make a nice sandwich, right? Peanut butter does not fit well with ham, right? You wouldn't make a peanut butter and ham sandwich, right? But you can make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. It's pretty good. The peanut butter doesn't have to be the jelly. The jelly doesn't have to be the peanut butter. The peanut butter looks for the jelly. They get together and they make something beautiful called a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Well, in a relationship, the same thing is true. If you are a man who has plenty of money, then the fact is you don't need money from a woman. You don't need to marry a wealthy. You're probably not even looking for that. You're looking for something other than money because you got plenty of money. You can pay for everything on your own. It's fine. But when I had no money, when I was broke, that didn't mean I wasn't a good man. But if I was to get married, you know what I would have picked when I was broke? I would have picked a woman who either had money or knew how to make money, right? So we can make money together. One or the other. It's got to be one or the other because money's needed. Money is necessary. This is the point. Money is necessary. We talked about that in the beginning. Money is the lifeblood that helps you get things done. Money, your kids need money. They need new shoes. They need money to pay for the field trip. Your family, financial problems pop up in Black families like crazy everywhere, every single week. So to act like money doesn't matter is just stupid. So you need money. Somebody's got to bring it to the table. Both of y'all ain't got to bring the same thing to the table because that's redundancy. That's not complementarity. That's redundancy. That's what in economics, we might call that a positive correlation. One thing about investing is that you don't tend to look for assets that are positively correlated, where they're both doing the exact same thing and going in the same direction. You tend to look for negative correlation or some sort of independence that allows for diversification. What do I mean by that? That means that if I'm looking to add something to my life, I'm not going to look for somebody who's got exactly what I got. I have enough money to do what I want to do. So when I picked my wife, I did not pick a woman. I did not care how much money she made. She told me how much money she made. I literally forgot how much it was because I did not give a damn, right? What I was looking for were the things I did not have. Here's what I don't have. I don't know how to cook. If I go into a kitchen, someone's going to die. If you let me near a stove, the house might burn down that day. Right? The children will starve if you depend on me to cook food for the family every single day. I cannot boil water, right? Alicia can cook her ass off, and she got a nice ass, so she got to do a lot of cooking to cook that ass off. So she the fact that she can cook her ass off, and I don't know my way around a kitchen, means that we have some good complementarity there, right? Like, okay, man, I'll go make the money. I'll go bring home all the bacon, and you just keep cooking that bacon because you a hell of a cook, right? And so I think that if you're talking about money, does money make a man good or bad? That was the initial premise. That was the initial question that we were asking in the beginning. And I actually have to go because we're about to leave very, very soon. So I'm going to wrap this up. Here's the deal. Whether money matters depends on whether there's enough money to begin with, right? It's the same thing. So the same thing can be true for women if you choose it to be so. If you are a woman who makes $300,000 a year, you may be at a point where money is just not a big deal anymore. Like, yeah, we can afford to go to Red Lobster and get the cheddar biscuits whenever I want to. And you may be looking for something to supplement that. You may be looking for something. In fact, a man who makes a lot of money may not, in some situations, even be a good complement to the life you have. Like, you may not care much about money. You may say, yeah, a man having more money just doesn't matter to me because we got enough money. But if you're on welfare and every week is a struggle and getting money is hard to come by, then you either need to get with a man who's got money so he can help solve that particular problem, or a man who knows how to hustle with you to make some money. I'm gonna tell you, it is fun to be in a relationship with a good ass teammate. A teammate who's gonna work for free with you to build something that's extraordinary and make your children proud and develop a life that you cannot have on your own. It's like basketball. Basketball, it's hard to win basketball games when you're playing 1-on-5. Some of y'all going through life like that, trying to win, trying to win an NBA title with one player. Like, you can't do that. LeBron can't win a championship by himself. He needs Anthony Davis and all the other guys on the bench, Rajon Rondo and all those guys. He needs those other players, right? So in your life, in my view, I think it depends on what game are you playing and what players do you want in that game. What complements you in terms of what you already have. A man that doesn't have money can be an awesome man. There's no question about that. But a man who has no money, when there's already no money in the relationship, is gonna feel a little bit like a liability, especially if he doesn't know how to hustle with you to make more money. So there either must be money already, or there must be the potential to make more money that makes it all work. Like, I know, I interviewed not too long ago a lady who started a company called Curl Mix, and her and her husband were both broke as hell, educated but broke, and but they had this company, this hair care company, and they were busting their butt on it, making about 30 grand a year. But they had a dream together. They built a family together. He was a good guy, smart guy, and she's a good guy, smart guy. I think her name was Kim Lewis, if I'm not mistaken. Karen Lewis, one of those two. And so anyway, so they eventually worked together and built this company up. And now at the age of 30, they made $6.5 million together last year. Right. So you really can build together, but you have to connect with a builder. Right. So my question would be, if money matters to you, that's okay. But and if the person doesn't have any money, that can be okay too. But that could be a bit of a strike against that situation. But then the question is, okay, what else you got, right? What else? Because we know at some point we're gonna need money in this house. We can't live love. You can't eat love. Love is not. You can't pay your rent and or mortgage with love. Like, you can't. Love will not put shoes on your baby's feet, right? So you need money. And typically, historically, traditionally, the male is the one who is more heavily evaluated based on how much money he has. A woman who looks good in her Burger King uniform can still get the attention of a neurosurgeon, right? A man who looks good in his Burger King uniform is not usually going to have as much luck as the woman who looks good in her Burger King uniform. And so the point of the matter is to say that you can't get away from this idea that money does matter for men. Every study in the world shows that men who have more resources are more attractive. Even giraffes who have more land get more ass than giraffes who don't have any territory. Do y'all know that a giraffe, literally, the way he gets to mate, the way the women decide if he's worthy of their vagina is by how much territory he controls. How much, which is basically like, okay, you have 2 acres of property. All right, well, then that makes you more attractive to me. And so this is nature. I don't believe you can fight that. But that doesn't mean that resources is the number one criteria, and you have to be more thoughtful than that. And so every situation might be one where you might say, look, okay, I have to accept the fact that him being broke is a strike against all of this, right? But what else is here? Okay, maybe he's smart, maybe he's a hustler. What is my relationship with money? Am I a person who's ready to be patient enough to work with somebody for 5 years while we get this thing moving, or am I a person who kind of needs you to have it right now because I'm tired of waiting, or I grew up poor, or the economic insecurity causes me to become incredibly anxious, and I can't deal with that, right? So being honest with yourself, I think, is the first step in that process. And then once you're honest with yourself, then you're more capable of being honest with the world. Because some of y'all out here just lying. Some of y'all just out here lying. So anybody who thinks that men and women should be evaluated on the same criteria is absolutely insane, morbidly insane, because that ain't how the world works. So anyway, so that's my 2 cents on the issue. We actually have a Love and Money class actually in the Black Business School, the blackloveblueprint.com. If you want to go take a look, feel free to go there. It's a film series and everything else. So if you're interested in that kind of thing, feel free to go to that URL. If you could, please hit the thumbs up button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button on your way out. And I will check in with you guys as we get closer to the wedding. Talk to you soon. Love you. Be good. Peace.